NBA Central. It's Steve-O speaks in the building. I'm with Big Bro, my big bro Kev, and we doing another predictions tonight. It's 13 games. It's a long one, but you already know you gotta hear that music first. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
Yeah, man. It's a long day for basketball tonight, bro. But hey, as fans, we wouldn't want it any other way. And it's a lot of big games that mean a lot of things. Like as you see in the title, will the Timberwolves now you might be asking why we put it the title like that. Big bro, you care to explain why you decided to pick that as the title?
Yes, it's a big game in the Western Conference tonight. Huge game. The Timberwolves and the Lakers are right there with one another in terms of their record. If the Timberwolves beat the Lakers tonight, not only do they keep the Lakers from overtaking them, that puts the pressures on the Golden State Warriors to have to win as well. Because as you know, the Western Conference is all jumbled up and everybody right there with each other. So tonight's game of the night is the Lakers versus the Timberwolves on EV at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes, sir. And it should be a good game. I was just watching. I don't know. Was it yesterday? It feel like it was yesterday. They had a good game, came down to the wire, but they couldn't get it. They just couldn't get that win. But it was a good game. But the news broke today that Nas Reed is out with a broken wrist. So that's not good news. And that's one of
That
their glue
too.
guys for real. It sucks for real
That
though, Kev.
sucks. Defensively, and he catching bodies. He driving to the basket, dunking on everybody and their grandmother. He was a good, just that spark plug that held the team together. And Minnesota had to overcome all types of injuries so far this season. So I'm assuming that they're going to be able to do the same thing tonight versus the Lakers at home, especially since the way they lost their last couple of games. You know, we heard complaining about the refing
Hmm.
against the Suns. So, and he's complaining about his last three games to be 100. So we're gonna see if they able to overcome the adversity that they facing right now and taking them in the standings.
Facts. So with that being said, since that's the game of the day, who you got in your
Oh
prediction?
man, I'm picking Minnesota. They better win this game. They better win, bro. Like, they don't want to find their 10th spot or on the verge of being out of the play-in. They need to win this game. They got an opportunity to actually get out of the play-in and make the playoffs. They need to win this game.
Yeah, I'm right with there with you. Honestly, I'm right there with you saying that they gotta win. Like if they did, the clones better come out tonight because it's win or go home essentially. So yeah, hey, I want the Timberwolves side because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't trying to see no Lakers. Man. I ain't trying to see. But yeah, so the first game of the day, well, it's a couple games decided at the same time. It's about quite a few. It's 4 6 o'clock games, but the first one we're gonna talk about is the OKC in Indiana. OKC has been on a little bit on like the downside of what we predicted. We kind of predicted earlier in the week, earlier the past 2 weeks that we felt like they can come up and be on maybe higher up in the standings, and they've been. I mean, not to say they've been losing, but they've been losing more than have they been winning. So yeah, that's really has what it been coming in playing a tough Indiana team. They can't come in play. They got to come in playing like it's a big game. Like they can't afford to be losing like they've been doing. Especially with what's coming up now. They got to start winning immediately.
And I'm right there with you, Steve O. I'm kind of confused about what the Thunder have been doing lately. They've been resting players. They don't got Shea playing back to backs. I'm not even sure if he's playing tonight. And it's almost like they don't realize the position they in. Like they still got a chance to actually make the playoffs outright, as opposed to doing the play-in situation. But resting Shea is not gonna get it done. If Shea plays tonight, I got the Thunder winning. But if he doesn't, I got the Pacers winning.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I think I'm gonna go out on a limb just because the way they've been playing. I feel like they hasn't been as scrappy as they have usually have been, and we all, especially as Bulls fans, we know how scrappy Indiana can get. and I feel like they can mess around and beat them. So I'm gonna go with Indiana.
All right, Indiana plays game.
The next game is it's a big game. Well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a huge game, but it's a for the Eastern Conference. It's a big game. You got Toronto versus Philly. Um, as you know, Toronto has been fighting. They around the same standings as the Bulls, so we all it's like we very similar. We all got our same issues. We all in the same standings. We can't really afford to lose. And it also and then the way it's set up is like not only is it's not even like if we lose so many much or we win so many, it's also determined about what's around them. That's the weird. That's I say that's one of the big things about this game. So like I would come in and try to get this win. I'm curious to see what um the Philadelphia will do. I don't know if they might sit Joel. I don't know. Did Harder come back yet? I don't think he has. Have he?
Harden played the other night. Him and Joel played
Oh, okay.
the other night. So for this game, I'm picking the Sixers because now it's all about Joel trying to solidify his MVP chances. I don't see them being able to get the number one seed in the East or even the number two seed in the East. I feel like Boston and Milwaukee going to be fighting for those. So I'm thinking the Sixers are going to do everything they can to put Joel in position to win the MVP, as long as he's healthy, of course. So I'm picking the Sixers to win at home tonight versus a tough Raptors team. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors win.
Well, I'm seeing two game time decisions on both teams that could be significant, which is Gary Trent Jr. and Tobias, who's out with an illness. So they are both game time decisions. But I feel like if Grant missed this game, that's an L. So like that's
Mm-hmm.
why like if I find out he missed that game, my heart is already leaning towards Philly. So I'm gonna pick Philly anyway, but just because I feel like you got an injured because it's an elbow problem with Gary, and you know he's a shooter I don't think it's gonna be a good night.
Mm-hmm.
And the next
Mm-hmm.
game we got another Eastern Conference game is Orlando and the Wizards. Now we already
Mm-hmm.
know, like I feel like that game just speaks for itself. Like we already know how that is. I also want to bring up one of my friends brought it up. He like, bro, like he not having the best season, but Porzingis having a pretty quiet year. And I mean, yeah, it's due to the lack of schedule and the team he's on. He's having like majority of the shots. Bill just don't feel like he's the Bill we used to. So it's been that. But I think I'm gonna go with Orlando on this one. Did my man Kev freeze? Oh man, that man the Kev that froze. So I personally, go ahead, Kev. You back?
Yeah, I didn't know they froze. But no, this is a crazy game because
Yeah.
Orlando still got an outside chance at making it to the play-in tournament. They're gonna have to win pretty much all the rest of their games and get some help from the teams that's in front of them. One of those teams that's in front of them is the Wizards.
Yeah.
If they beat the Wizards tonight, it
Mhm.
really puts them in a nice situation to maybe make the play-in. And Orlando's a good, strong, young team, but I'm with you, man. Porzingis is having a crazy, quiet, strong year, and I think that the Washington Wizards want to at least stay in position to overtake the Bulls or Toronto in the play-in tournament. I think the Washington Wizards is going to bring it tonight and beat the young Orlando Magic.
Yeah, but yeah, like that's why I was going to before you went. I just feel like just because of they know what the situation is, and you already know they're a heavy run, heavy team, running gun, play defense, effort. I just got Orlando with it. Like I like it's going to take a Porzingis game for them not to win. So hey, that's how I'm feeling. And the next game, you know, is us truly versus the Chicago Bulls versus the Charlotte Hornets. And I'm gonna just come in and saying the Bulls can't take this for granted because they've been beating a lot of good teams. The Hornets have. They have beaten a lot of good teams. Um, dude, they point guard. I forget what's his name is slipping my mind. The Smith.
Come on, Scary Terry.
Yeah, no, not
Okay,
Terry Smith.
Dennis Smith Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr. Yes, he's hungry and his if you know a little bit of his backstory, it shows in this game. Like he was almost out the league. He hungry, and every chance he's getting, he's using it to the utmost. So I just don't know. I just want this this Bulls team to come in firing. You got to come in firing. You got to play good defense. You got to communicate. And I got the Bulls winning because I'm a homer.
Well, I got the Bulls winning because they can't afford to lose. They cannot afford a 3-game losing streak. Charlotte's on a 3-game winning streak. They're not a good team. They just been playing better, harder lately. But the Bulls, man, they need to come out and play. I'm not even going to give you any analysis or
Mhm.
anything like that. Win the game tonight, Chicago. Win the game because this 3-game losing streak could be the difference between y'all making it to the playoffs or not.
Facts. And the next game on schedule is a both conference game. We got the Boston Celtics versus the Utah Jazz, with them being in Boston tonight. And a couple games ago, I it was almost the same position. They was playing the Wizards. I forget who was at home or not, but home or not, they shouldn't have lost, and they lost in significant fashion. So like they can't come in and play with this Utah team. This Utah team's gonna play. So but I still, with them being at the crib, I say Boston's gonna take it home.
Now Boston's on a second night of a back-to-back. They crushed Milwaukee last night. They were up by damn near 50 at one point. Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum both put up 30 plus points in only 3 quarters of action, so they got to rest. If it was like a tighter game last night, I would pick Utah. But the fact that the 2 star players got to get some rest to end the game, and they'll kind of be a little bit fresh for tonight's game, I'm picking the Celtics to win the game. The Celtics are chasing Milwaukee for that #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they want to have that #1 going for it. So I'm picking to win tonight.
Facts. Absolutely. And the next game we have is the another Eastern Conference game, a big game. I feel like they just played last week, which is the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Uh Once another game that speaks for itself. I believe in the last turnaround when they played, I believe Cleveland got the head over Knicks. I'm not sure. I'm gonna double check that. But it's one of those games where Cleveland can just stay exactly where they at, or help them stay exactly where they at, or it could push the Knicks in a better situation. So, but to me, based on what I've been seeing as of late, especially with Cleveland coming off that loss to the Hawks, I'm gonna say Cleveland's winning.
I'm going with Cleveland too, and it's mainly because of injuries to the Knicks. You got your boy Julius Randle is out for the next couple of weeks, even, and he's their All
Officially,
NBA All Star player. So I just don't see them overcoming that. Jalen Brunson and company. They're a strong team, but they need Julius Randle out there, and with him being out and them being on the road tonight, and Cleveland chasing 50 win with Cleveland.
yeah. Yeah, simple as that. Yeah, Joel Embiid, it'll take one of those bench players to go off like a Josh Hart 30, and that's asking for a lot. And the next game is also it feels like it's a lot of kind of important Eastern Conference game. We got Atlanta versus Brooklyn tonight in Brooklyn. Now, is one of those is similar to what that Cleveland in this game. They're almost neck and neck. They're not necessarily neck and neck in the standings. I believe Brooklyn is the 6th seed, and Atlanta is the,
Mm-hmm.
the 8th. So they are 2 spots down. And the record is 41, which is the Knicks is 41-35, and the Knicks is 38 and 38. So if the
The
Knicks
Hawks
will,
are 38 and
I mean the
38.
Hawks,
And
yeah. So
the
if the Hawks
Nets
come
and
in and win 2 in a row, they could be right there. So like I feel like
mm-hmm.
coming in this game, I feel like the Hawks could come in and win just because they know the situation they in, how many games left. They could use this game as an advantage to come in and play hard and put them in a good position to possibly dethrone them at that standing.
Yeah, and then they still chasing the Miami Heat, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
they
But
are.
I feel you. The Hawks got to win on the road tonight, and it's more important for them to at least keep pace in the play-in situation. I'm going to pick the Hawks to win, but it's not confidently because the
Oh
Hawks have
no.
literally been they've literally been 500 all season. Like their last 20 games, they literally are 10 and 10, 11 and 11, 12 and all season. They play literally 500 basketball. So they could lose, but I'm picking them to win on the road tonight because it's down to the nitty gritty.
Facts. That's why I feel it the same way. Now our next game is one of those sleepers we ain't gonna go too much depth into. Is Detroit versus Houston at Houston. Uh, I'ma just
It's the
say this
Wimbenyana sweepstakes.
for
Who
real,
getting Victor Wimbenyana?
for real. But like I'ma just go based off of injury. I'ma say I'ma go Houston because I believe Detroit is missing Bogdanovich, Alec Burke. Diablo's been out for a minute. Hayes is a game time decision. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it. The Rockets.
Yeah, I'm picking the Rockets too. On to the next one.
For real. All right, next game is Clippers versus Memphis. Can be a very exciting game. Clippers have picked it up as of recently. Is on a 2-game winning streak. Just beat Memphis the other night. So hey, you can't expect Memphis to come in and cower in a corner. So they might come out swinging. You never know. So it could be a good game. And that was their first loss after going what like 8-0. So I'm gonna go out on a limb. Hold on, let me double check and make sure Kawhi. Okay, come
Right.
see, they say it's personal game time decision. So I don't even know if he gonna play. So just because I don't know with this team, I'm going Memphis.
Yeah, I'm picking Memphis to win at home. They still chasing 50 wins. I think they want to at least get to 50 wins for the type of season they had. At one point, they were, at the top of the West or in that range. So I could see them winning tonight versus the Clippers with or without Kawhi at home.
Facts. Next game is Golden State versus San Antonio in Golden State. Golden State winning. I don't think we need to talk about that.
That's it.
I just-
Golden State
they,
winning. They need this
that is
too.
for real. They need it, and San Antonio like on the 5-game losing streak. So, and like I
Mhm.
said, they're gonna be at the crib in San Francisco. Next game is Sacramento and Portland. Once again, another game we probably know the outcome win, but possibly we don't know because they clinched the playoff spot. So who knows if anybody's sitting? But just even if they did sit, I feel like their second unit is better than whatever they're gonna pour out in Portland. So I'm gonna go Sac.
Yeah, I'm going Sacramento as well. And again, they still got stuff to play number 2 seed. If Memphis lose a little bit, Sacramento can overtake them. So let's see if Sacramento can win on the road tonight. But I got them winning tonight.
Okay, Big Kev, in the final game of the night, and it's a good one. Hopefully, everybody play. It's Denver versus Phoenix Suns at Phoenix. It's a tough game. If I'm not mistaken, the last game Joker did not play, so
He did
I'm
not play
hoping he
last
comes
night.
in. Yeah, he did not play last night, so and I'm thinking it was the Pelicans, and they knew they had to play the Suns, so I feel like they rested him for it intentionally for this game, and it should be a tough game. Both top playoff teams, top teams we expect to be possibly in the finals. I feel like people are leaning more Suns than than Nuggets, and that's kind of, especially with KD being back. I'm gonna go out on the limb, and I'm gonna say Denver takes it on the
Me
road.
too. And this is an important game for the Suns. Like they need to win to not allow the teams that's behind them to overtake them in the standings, like the LA Clippers. But I think the Nuggets, they hear all that chatter about teams that don't people who don't believe in them. And this is a team that they with. You can't get blown out. You can't go out there and be lazy, lackadaisical. Um, Joker should be fresh. And it's a road game, but I still can see them taking this road game. KD on his second home game with this squad. He's not going to make it easy for them. But the Nuggets
Absolutely.
need this win. They need this win. So I'm going with Denver.
Facts. And I'm also looking that it's a possibility, but it says rest, so I doubt it. So that's about Murray being possibly a game time decision, but we did it. That's a wrap. Good job. We did it under 20 minutes, 13 games under 20 minutes. That's pretty good. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
y'all make sure y'all follow us on everything, all the NBA Central, the Chicago Bears Centrals. We got a new channel, what's it called? I don't want to butcher it.
Chicago White Sox and Cubs Central, Chicago
Let's
Baseball
go.
Central on YouTube.
Let's make sure y'all subscribe. They just dropped the episode, and the Spotify and Apple is live currently. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. Y'all make sure y'all follow Big Bro, Kev, Hayes, Bobby, the whole gang. And y'all make sure y'all tune in with us tomorrow, because you know we gonna come with that heat. It's been another episode. We gonna check with y'all later.